In Russia, my act of expressing concern to the chain of command in an official and private channel would have severe personal and professional repercussions, and offering public testimony involving the president would surely cost me my life.
That was Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman testifying earlier this week on Capitol Hill. Our next guest says he is keeping a close eye out to make sure the Army officer does not suffer retaliation from testifying in the House impeachment hearing. Joining us now is Chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Congressman Adam Smith of Washington. Chairman, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. What are your concerns for Lieutenant Colonel Vindman? We've heard that the Army's looking at potentially moving him to an Army base to make sure that he and his family are safe. What are you hearing, and what are your concerns?
Well, the concerns are broader than that. Obviously, the Trump administration has reacted to anyone who says something they don't like and attack their character, attack their personality. And we want to make sure that all civil servants, DOD and elsewhere, are protected. If they're simply telling the truth, doing their job, we ought to protect them. Certainly, it's important for Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, but it's important for the entire government to know that you can do your job and not be punished by the president. It undermines our ability to, whether you're talking about the State Department, DOD, for these people to be able to do their job here and abroad.
Do you have any specific concerns? Are there threats against Lieutenant Colonel Vindman?
Not that I'm aware of. We just want to make sure that he and everyone else is protected.
Jonathan?
He also spoke very powerfully in his opening statement about his father's concern that if they were still in the old Soviet Union, if he spoke truth to power like this, that his life there'd potentially be in jeopardy. And he said to his father here that that wouldn't be the case. But yet you're saying that there are some threats. You know, we're seeing the same concerns about the whistleblower as well. That is someone who, if publicly identified, could have some problems. So what are some things you could do? But moreover, let me just broaden out a little bit in terms of where are you right now on impeachment? You've watched this the last couple of weeks. Where do you stand? Has this been compelling? What's your vote right now?
Whole series of questions there. The big thing is, I just have to unpack them in my brain. We want to make sure that, you know, and you've seen some of the things the president said about the whistleblower. I mean, flat out threatening, you know, this is going to ruin this person's career. We want to make sure that those threats aren't carried out. And I think if there's enough attention to the issue, it'll make it less likely that it happens, which ironically is ultimately how the whole, the scheme in Ukraine fell apart. Once it became obvious that people were paying attention, that this wasn't going to go unnoticed, they backed